Harvard University is a private Ivy League research university in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Founded in the 1636 as Harvard College and named for its first benefactor and John Harvard. It is the oldest institution of higher learning in the United States and one of the most prestigious and highly funded universities in the world. The university is composed of 10 academic faculties plus Harvard Radcliffe Institute, the Faculty of Arts and Sciences of the study in a wide range of underground and graduate academic disciplines and other faculties of early graduate degrees, including professional degrees. Harvard endowment is valued at $59 billion, making it the wealthiest academic institution of the world. Harvard's endowment per student is the fifth largest in the United States. Endowment income enables the undergraduate college to admit students, regardless of financial need, and provide generous financial aids with no loans. Harvard Library is the world's largest academic library system, comprising 79 individual libraries holding about 24 million items. Ground its extensive Harvard alumni faculty and the researchers have included numerous hearts of state and the U.S. President Nobel laureates, files, medalists, members of Congress, MacArthur Fellows, Roger Scholars, Marshall Scholars, and Fulbright Scholars. By most metrics, Harvard ranks at the top or near the top on the universities in the world. Its alumni in each of these grades. Its alumni include each U.S. president and 188 living billionaires, the most of any university. 14 Turing Awards laureates have been Harvard affiliates. Students and the alumni have won 10 academic awards, 48 Pulitzer prizes, and 110 Olympic medals, and they have founded many notable companies.
Economists are interested in choice making, what goods to buy, what retirement plan to choose, what jobs to take. But the most important choice we make for our society is the political leaders we choose. Voting is the way that we make those choices. And coming up with a good voting system is a real mathematical challenge. I also like the fact that this intellectual puzzle is important to our society. Voting determines who will lead us forward and what policies we will enact as a people. Under the current system, the winner of the election is simply the candidate who gets the most votes, which is fine if there are only two candidates because the candidate with the most votes will have a majority. But if there are many candidates running for office, the candidate with the most votes might actually just have a tiny fraction of the overall total, meaning that the overwhelming majority of voters voted for someone else. That doesn't seem democratic. And ranked choice voting solves that problem. Voters have the opportunity to go beyond just picking one candidate, picking their favorite candidate. They get to rank the candidates. And so you will have a say in all of the choices that matter. So if your first choice gets eliminated, now your second choice comes into play. It actually makes life easier for voters. It's been used in Australia for over 100 years, and it's now being used in quite a few American locales as well. One advantage that the US has over many other democracies is actually the power to change incrementally. And that allows us to experiment, see which experiments work, and then embrace.
Congratulations on being accepted to Harvard. I'm Rakesh Khurana. I'm the dean of the college. I know there must be a lot of thoughts going through your mind about whether this is the right place for you or whether you belong here. Let me assure you, we see something in you you might not even see in yourself, and you will find your home here.
I feel like Harvard is my home.
It just could not feel more natural to call Harvard my home. I just can't help it.
You can act like yourself at Harvard. If you're a prim and proper person, then be that all the time. But if you're not, that's cool too.
Like the minute you realize this is your home is when you really get to know a lot of people.
And I even feel like I became more of myself at Harvard than I did in high school. And Harvard definitely, I think, does a great job of letting you blossom into the person that you want to be.
So one of my favorite parts about freshman year was getting to eat in Ann Arbor. You can literally sit at a different table every day and meet people from across the country. It's very warm and welcoming.
The first week, we had a ton of activities fairs and a ton of just people just reaching out to the freshmen and trying to get them involved.
People are so willing to really engage and get to know you.
There's 450 different extracurriculars on campus.
Sports or music or culture.
And if you don't find that within that broad range, Harvard's more than willing to help you start up your own.
When I got here, I realized that there wasn't yet a group for Asian American women, and so I decided to start one. Harvard has a lot of school pride, and I think that shows mostly through the houses. Housing Day is certainly a Harvard holiday. It is when the freshmen learn about which of the 12 houses that they will be placed. What it means is that you gain a new sense of identity. You get to have 300 new friends. And so if you really want that community, it's there for you.
I found so many different students who I could relate to. The people here are amazing.
No matter what socioeconomic background you're from,
You're a first generation student, you're like a ninth generation student.
No matter what your beliefs are, no matter what your hobbies are.
no matter if you're from a small city in Massachusetts or a township in Africa,
You're gay, you're straight, you're transgender.
Or you want to be a teacher, or you want to be a doctor.
Whether you like sciences, whether you like history,
You will find a home here at Harvard.
you can find a home at Harvard.
You can find your home at Harvard.
there's always going to be an inclusive home here at Harvard.